Prior to exploration, the European perception of the New World was heavily influenced by fantastical literature, a genre which had blossomed during the Middle Ages. People believed that gold and precious stones, supernatural creatures, and other fantastical things could be found outside of Europe. This make-believe image of land beyond the horizon had fully permeated the European culture by the time government funding made exploration ventures a reality. Some explorers were motivated in part by their curiosity about the true nature of lands outside of Europe. One famous example of such literature was the Travels of John Mandeville, which described the Christian king Prester John's magical kingdom in Africa. The land was supposedly filled with strange creatures, extraordinary wealth, and marvels like the Fountain of Youth and the Gates of Alexander. Amongst other things, Mandeville described how "this Prester John hath under him many kings and many isles, and many diverse folk of diverse conditions. And this land is full good and rich. Men find all manner of things that is need to man, cloths of gold, of silk, of spicery, and all manner. None the less, men dread the long way and the great perils of the sea in those parts. In that desert be many wild men, that be hideous to look on, for they be horned, and they speak not, but they grunt as pigs." Although imagination and human curiosity played a role in encouraging exploration, travel to the New World was extremely expensive and therefore reliant upon government or entrepreneurial funding. As a result, most ventures were focused on financial profit or securing economic advantage. European countries became interested in discovering new trade routes after hearing the stories of medieval travelers like Marco Polo. Polo had traveled with his family of Venetian merchants to the court of a Mongol ruler, and his written account of the journey proved influential to later explorers like Christopher Columbus. Travel to the east had previously been along overland routes protected by the vast Mongol Empire. However, as the Mongol Empire collapsed and Ottoman conquests encroached across Eurasia, travel to the east became increasingly difficult overland. As overland trade routes closed, explorers like Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Magellan believed they could find passages to Asia by traveling westward, instead of around Africa or through Eurasia. Columbus was funded by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain, who sought economic advantage over their rivals in the profitable spice trade with Asia. Columbus never fulfilled his goal of finding a route to Asia, but his discovery of the American continent proved equally important. Ferdinand Magellan received funding for his ventures from Charles V, with a similar goal of finding trade routes to the spice market, and his crew ultimately did succeed at circumnavigating the globe. Historians today consider financial incentive to have been the driving force behind exploration, but the 15th century cultural view of exploration was often focused on the religious and missionary aspects. Even Christopher Columbus considered spreading the Christian religion to be his life's most important accomplishment. Prince Henry the Navigator, an early Portuguese explorer, exemplified the duality between economic and religious motives. Expeditions he managed for Portugal had aims to discover an African trade route that bypassed the Sahara Desert, while his contemporaries also talked of his great desire to make increase in the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, and to bring him all the souls that should be saved. Spanish conquistadors were similarly motivated by three aims: gold, God, and glory. Their expeditions to the New World were fueled by a nearly obsessive desire for gold, and the opportunity to spread Christ's gospel to the heathen lands. One conquistador described how he aimed to serve God in His majesty, to give light to those who were in darkness, and to grow rich, as all men desire to do. Both the social prestige and wealth acquired through exploration were heavily enticing for prospective conquistadors.